Oh, it's so good to have you back.
It's good to be here.
Oh my gosh, this is PacX. This is Pacific Experience, episode 12. Episode motherfucking 12. Oh my god, here we are. And of course...
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
I am so glad to have you with us. This episode is very special. Very, very, very special because we have a very, very, very special guest with us on this very special podcast. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Pacific Experience. This is episode 12. We had a little break there during the 4th of July, so I wish all my listeners and all of Austin's listeners out there a happy 4th. Unfortunately, we do not have Austin with us during this episode, but he will be back with us next Tuesday. So keep tuning in, and like I said, we are coming out to more platforms. You can also tag us on Facebook at PacX Podcast. And yeah, so here we are. And guess who my special guest is today?
Who is it?
It is Johnny Boy, John Shatid. Johnny Boy, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Lloyd?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. How have you been?
I've been good.
Good.
Yep.
Gosh, how's summer?
Summer is good. Summer is very active. There's a lot of things going on in the summertime. It's hard to pack them all into one little package, you know? There's so much stuff going on.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for making it. I'm super, super pumped to have you. Dude, there's some stuff that I wanted to bring up with you. So I've actually was just reading into some stuff and listening into some things.
Mm-hmm.
And last week's episode, we talked about creepy shit, Ted Bundy, psychopaths, all sorts of weird shit. Generally coming from the Pacific Northwest. So let me ask you, man, do you believe in reincarnation? Come on.
You know what? Not really, but I do kind of, you know. I see it to be something kind of like the pyramids, you know? Like you don't know how the ancient pyramids were really made. Nobody really knows, you know. There's just a bunch of theories on how it was done. You know?
It's fucking bizarre, the motherfucking pyramids, dude.
No, it is bizarre.
It's insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
But,
so when we're talking about reincarnation, you know, I think it makes sense. You know, like it makes sense that life force never really dies. You know, it makes sense. You know, I think it's pretty logical. Yeah, energy transfers. It makes sense. Like if you're good, you'll evolve. If you're bad, you'll be, you know, a worm, you know. That all makes sense to me. I get it, but
oh god, I'm fucked in the next life, dude.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, I think so.
Bad
no,
karma?
I'm not that, but dude, I know some people who are going to turn out being like a fucking dung beetle. What would you want to be in your next life?
All right,
if you could be reincarnated into some, first of all, let's do this. What do you want to be in your next life? And then what do you think you will be
other
in
than
your
a
next
person?
Life?
What I think, this is what I think is most likely. If reincarnation exists, I think it's more likely that we're just reincarnated into another person until we get it right.
I like to think that too.
Then we graduate.
I've thought that my whole life. I graduate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you graduate.
Yeah. Your soul spiritually ascends to the next level.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just stuck. You know, you're stuck in.
Yeah, you're in training.
You could call it purgatory.
Yeah.
You're stuck on Earth.
You
can't go beyond it, right?
Yeah.
Heaven and hell. There's hell on Earth, right? So, anyways.
Yeah, and that's and to tag you keep going on that, but to tag more on that. That's what I wanted to get into was reincarnation, other dimensions. I've learned some freaky fucking shit this week, dude. Some scary shit, and I want to ask some questions. I want to pick some people's brains. I want to get some responses from our listeners. I've gotten a lot of responses out there. Send us an email, tag us, let us know what you think. Comment, thumbs up, of course, but let us know what you think. John,
want me to continue? Okay,
yeah, continue.
But if that's not the logical thing, if that's not where we're going with, if we're not going with I can be reincarnated into a person, which I probably wouldn't want to be a person again. I just wouldn't. There's too much understanding.
Not down being a human?
Over it. I'm done with it. Yeah. Human once. So if I could be... reincarnated into anything other than a human, which I honestly wouldn't want to be, I have two choices. These are animals that I've always loved and I've always thought about being. That would be awesome. Number one,
I'm excited.
an eagle. Eagle.
A fucking eagle.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to be an eagle?
God, that just gave me a motard boner, dude. I just got
Who doesn't
motivated.
want to be an eagle?
Oh, yeah, who doesn't want to be... If you don't want to be an eagle,
Like what?
fuck you.
Well, I mean...
No, I'm just kidding.
Think about it.
But-
You can fly anywhere you want.
Yeah.
You can go super high.
Why an eagle,
you can
though?
See
Because
super
everything
far.
you're seeing is this bird. Well, I guess not with the eyesight. Is that true? Eagles
Yeah,
have the
dude.
best eyesight?
Well, I think hawks. You know,
Hawks?
Eagle is a hawk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know this. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So eagles are hawks, so they have super like the sharpest eyesight, man. And you're at the top of the food chain. Nothing's gonna land on your back. You're killing it, especially today. You're not allowed to shoot bald eagles, right? So let's say
Yeah.
I'm a bald eagle. People just watch me all day.
And
They
just-
don't fuck with me.
They point to you. And
You're just in such a good spot. It's just like whatever. Okay, so that's the first thing.
Down with that. I'm down with that. Okay, what's the second one?
All right. Do you want to hear the second one?
do wanna hear
Or
the
do you
second
wanna-
one.
Do you want? I want to hear yours next.
Mine?
I'll do my second one
Ooh.
in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I could be reincarnated into any animal, I guess my first one then would be... I'd say an orca.
Wow.
A fucking orca, man.
Wow. Lloyd,
Do I even need to say why?
you don't because
No.
I also wanted to be an orca.
Is that your number two?
That was my number two.
Hey!
All right, that's good.
Oh yeah, that's gangster as fuck. All right, that's excellent.
That is pure fucking insanity.
All right, that was really your second one.
I'm not kidding, dude. An orca,
An orca.
orca whale. So
Okay, so why orca?
orca also top of the food chain. Nothing fucks with an orca.
Right.
The worst thing you might have to worry about as an orca is a soulless, giant, evil fucking squid that just wants to eat you for some reason. They just eat anything.
Right.
Squid are like the dumpsters of the ocean,
even then
other than
you're-
sharks.
Even then, you're in a pod, where the pod that's the thing. Is
Yeah,
teamwork.
but nothing
You're not
nothing fucks with a squid though. A giant squid,
Right.
you can try. I mean, I'm pretty sure an orca probably could eat squid, but a giant squid once a giant squid wraps its tentacles around an orca,
Multiple orcas
the
though? Do you
or-
think a giant squid could take on a pod of fucking orcas? Dude, I feel like they're so fucking genius.
They're
Have you
smart.
seen their asses
They're
get
smart.
them
They rip it
seals
apart.
off those? Dude, they're so creative. They're
Well-
they're actually dolphins. They're not whales, and dolphins are the smartest creatures on this
Yeah.
planet. And they're actually just a giant
How about
fucking
this?
dolphin.
How about this? How about this? Fuck the dolphins. what about a pod of giant squids versus a pod of orcas?
I think that's just done game then.
The giant squids,
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
would just
I
dominate.
think a pod of anything has quite the advantage,
Yeah.
of course, because like a pack, like a wolf pack,
Mhm.
versus one cheetah or something. I don't know, one other
Wolfpack-
feline or something.
Wolfpack
but-
beats a lot of things for sure.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is lions. Lions are felines, but lions are also the only felines that live in herds, I guess, or in packs.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at them, they also look half dog. I think they're the mix between a fucking cat and a dog. Because we have these bears, right, that are
Yeah.
dogs likes, and then we have the cougars that are feline likes.
Bears do not hunt in packs. The biggest things that hunt in packs, other than orcas, are lions. Like those things
Yeah.
are massive,
Yeah.
and they're huge and they're crazy. You know what I learned recently?
Lions are
I thought-
fucking crazy.
I thought
man.
lions and tigers were like the same size and everything, but I learned recently that tigers are fucking way bigger than
Yeah?
and they're like their bite's stronger, they're just like quicker, but they're
Yeah.
bigger by like 100 or 200 pounds.
So you think a tiger would take a lion?
tiger takes lion?
I think so, in that one.
But I did see like a
A what
video, a real video that you can't get online, and it's like narrating and it's watching like a real. They put a tiger in a lion den or whatever, a lion versus tiger, and they were saying the tiger couldn't bite through the lion's mane to get to its jugular.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the lion is meant for fighting, right? The male lion doesn't do anything except for fight, right?
Right.
That's his born thing. While a tiger is meant to be sleek and slender, it's not meant to fight. It's meant to just hunt and drag shit up trees. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be stronger.
And the
'cause it
lion
needs
with
to
its
drag-
giant ass mane is meant to fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, mama bear goes and gets the food.
Yeah, the mama doesn't have a mane because it needs to be agile to catch the animals.
Right.
But the male lion's got that thick mane, and that could be something that makes lion beat tiger.
Oh wow, that's fucking crazy. So would you want to be reincarnated to a fucking lion?
No, tiger for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a social person, so maybe I would want to be a lion.
I don't know, man. I do. Okay, if you were to be reincarnated into a human, what would you?
This is easy. You got to give me scenarios.
I gotta give you scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you a scenario.
Give me two tough ones.
I will. It's past the year 2100. The West Coast is gone.
Okay. Oh, so it's like
Yeah.
like this is like post World War III. Okay.
Just you and your
Doomsday.
dog. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
okay,
No.
set me up, set me up.
I'll set you up. I got.
I like it. I like where we're going with this.
Yeah. I just named that off. Okay, now we gotta go somewhere with this. So let's say it's fucking past the year 2100. The West Coast is gone. There are no more advertisements.
That's it?
No.
Oh.
There are no more advertisements because
There's no more advertisements.
no, there
I
are
like
no
the
more
sound of this.
advertisements because there is no more capitalism.
When you say the West Coast is gone, what do you mean by that?
Physically
Holy shit.
collapsed into
The sea?
Yeah, the sea.
Okay.
Okay, so the government basically doesn't exist, but does. It's the people, and capitalism doesn't really exist. Use your imagination. Go. What would you?
Do I want to exist? Sure. I'd like to see it, I guess.
Why would you want to exist?
What?
You're born in that time. If you could choose what your setup would be.
Past
come on,
20
This
I
is
would
like
of course-
this is like the most broad imagination.
I would,
game
of
you
course,
can play.
want to be there, but you're not. I mean, I want to hear what versus what.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm digging stuff out of you, but
It's hard to get out.
Okay.
I'm trying to get creative on
For
this.
sure.
Okay, man.
Okay, for
Okay,
sure.
man. You're born on.
How about
you're born
this?
on a fucking island. Your mom is a fucking jiu-jitsu instructor, and your dad just ditched your mom on the island, and your dad's like, fuck this. I'm going back to the mainland because they don't know what it's like back home anymore because they left during the whatever the fuck happened that created all this shit to be different, and your mom teaches jiu-jitsu to some of the island people, and that's your setup. Go.
that sounds like a great movie. I'd love to be part of it.
Oh,
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Man, hey,
Sure.
if you guys want to know what's going to happen in your next life when you get reincarnated, just hit up PacX, and I'll get creative and tell you. And I'm kidding, of course, but okay.
All right.
So I mean, guess we can just change the agenda and come up with some movie things. But no, John, you could tell me. Do you know any freaky stories about reincarnation? I mean, obviously you believe in it. Do you know any freaky stories? Anything that you've rather seen on TV or any personal stories about it?
Ooh,
What do you got?
ooh! I wish I had a personal story.
Oh, you don't?
No, not
I only
really.
know, man.
No reincarnation stories.
No reincarnation.
All right, here's
stories?
one. Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
If I was anything in a past life, I know for a fact, that I was a dog, and I was most likely probably a golden retriever.
Really?
Yeah, and I have people that will attest to that.
Really?
Yeah. I chase shit.
I know you really well. I believe you were too.
You believe me
I
too?
believe that,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a dog. I'm a loyal dog that likes to chase things
Yeah,
and have fun, and I'll be your best friend.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. True that, man. True that. By the way, we'll let listeners know too. Usually we tune in and let you know what we're drinking as far as beer. We are not having any beer tonight.
No.
Just kidding, as I'm taking a sip out of my flask. Just kidding, I do not have a flask. Stay tuned and you'll find out what we are drinking. But do you know the similarities between President Lincoln and President JFK?
Lincoln and JFK.
Yeah.
I got a feeling
It's fucking creepy. Do you know
I got a
that?
feeling it has to do with their assassinations
Yeah.
and maybe even their induction into, I don't know what you call it, but becoming a president. And,
Yeah.
And maybe also their birthdays or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you're pretty on, and there is some more.
Okay.
So I want to look into that. There's also some. I want to ask you about some ghost stories.
Okay.
We talked about.
Yeah, I
we
got
tried
ghost
talking
stories.
about ghosts on our last episode, and so I definitely know you're gonna have some good stuff.
I do have a good
I have some good ghost stories, man.
Okay,
I got
good.
some creepy shit I want to fucking
Good.
talk about. All right, good.
I don't think I've heard those.
You've probably heard a few.
Maybe one or two.
Maybe. Well,
How many ghost stories could you have? You got ghost stories?
Yeah, dude. Well, not necessarily from experience from myself, but
Okay.
some ghost stories that I've heard and been told that are too good to not pass on.
Yeah. That's good.
But this is specific experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can hear, we're going to talk about some ghost stories and the similarities between JFK and President Lincoln. So we're going to take a break. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Spooky ghost.
What is that? That wasn't me. It was a spooky ghost. And we are back from the break. You are with PacX, and PacX is with you. How the hell is everyone doing?
What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up?
How's it going?
It's going good. So, alright, let's dive right into this. So, here's some creepy ass shit. Check this out, man. First of all, did you know about any of this? So, well, you did. You recapped it with us earlier. You guessed. What'd you guess? You guessed birthdays, assassination,
elections,
what else? About
election
JFK
day
and Lincoln,
stuff, yeah.
elections.
A lot of correlations.
Okay. A lot of correlations.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure I don't know. I want to know how many listeners out there are aware of this and have heard of this. I feel like this one was obvious. I feel like it floated around social media when social media was just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was when I first saw it, and after that, I just became fucking fascinated, dude, and I wanted to dive deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. So Lincoln was elected in 1846. JFK was elected in 1946.
Ooh.
Lincoln was elected, and that was in Congress, by the way. So they were both elected in Congress at the same fucking time.
Got it.
Okay, and then the year Lincoln was elected president was 1860.
Okay.
What year was JFK elected president? 1960. Yeah. Okay, so that's just a quink in it there. Now, this is where it gets fucking creepy. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both have 7 letters. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both wives lost their children while living in the White House. So they lost a child.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
While living in the fucking... Could you imagine? First of all, no. Let's not talk about that, because it's the worst thing out there. But while being the president of the United States and going through a trauma like that, that's fucked, dude. You have... I mean, there's protocol for soldiers and policemen who have trauma.
How did the
especially
children die?
in duty. This man is leading the country. You know. It goes through trauma like that. That's nuts.
Yeah. No, it's nuts.
I feel like it's more impactful though on JFK than it was on Lincoln.
Yeah, probably because more people died back then.
During the Civil War was so gnarly. JFK went through such a dramatic physical change, dude. I mean, he got as close to the war. He got closer to the war than any U.S. president.
You mean
Grant.
Lincoln?
Yeah, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Lincoln. Grant, the president, 2 presidents later, was the fucking general, up in there. But, anyways, so yes, it was probably more impactful to JFK later on, just based off of the surrounding of violence. Lincoln was seeing people die everywhere, every day, and people
what else?
cared about.
What else is there? What other correlations?
Both presidents were shot on a Friday.
Okay.
I knew that.
Good.
Yeah, they called it on Good Friday, actually. Both presidents were shot in the head.
Yeah.
And the back of the
true.
head, actually.
It's true. Yeah, you're right.
Back in the head, both of them shot in the
All
back
right,
of the
this
head.
is creeping me out now.
This is creepy. Lincoln's
creepy.
secretary was named Kennedy. Lincoln's
Yeah.
secretary.
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
It's crazy.
Kennedy's secretary was named fucking Lincoln.
Oh my god. That's so creepy.
Spelled the same way.
It's so creepy.
Okay. Both were assassinated by Southerners.
Uh-huh.
And John, what is it, Wilkes Booth?
Yeah.
And
Oswald.
Harvey Oswald.
So to be.
Yeah,
whatever.
about both of them.
So to
I read a
said.
pretty good book actually about the assassination of JFK and or not JFK of Lincoln. And as I watched a movie, or not movie, but that television show about the assassination of Kennedy is pretty trippy. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Both successors were named Johnson. That's what? Now fucking Johnson.
Is this all true?
No, this is
all
true. This is true, dude. Common
all
knowledge.
true?
This is true, bro. Common knowledge. This is true. I mean,
I don't know. This is coming off not very reputable.
other than like them both losing a child. I mean, like I don't remember learning that in school, but this is common knowledge.
Okay.
I guess not necessarily
Alright,
common knowledge.
If I looked
whatever.
all this up and if it were true, which
Bro.
I bet you it is. I'm not. I just want you got to be a skeptic. You
True.
got to be a skeptic.
But not with this. These are facts. Google them. Here, if you could even copy and paste, which you can't. If you can just copy and paste the sentence,
Those are pretty cool.
it will pop up.
Keep going. Keep reading
Okay,
these. These are
so-
great.
Lincoln's successor was born in 1808.
Okay.
Now, down here is the facts as we get deeper and deeper. I didn't know about some of this stuff. Lincoln's successor was born in 1808. Kennedy's successor was born in 1908.
Okay.
So now
Yeah,
now
this
we
is
have the
so weird.
successors
All the parallels.
coming in just being like, whoa, okay, this is like, what is this, tridimensional shit? Like, Lincoln's
So many
assassinator
parallels.
was born in 1830 okay? While Kennedy's was born in 1930
Who is this? What was this?
So,
Were
who we
they-
just said? Wilkes Booth. John Wilkes
Oh, the
Booth.
killers.
Right, yeah.
That's when they were born.
They were, okay, yeah. Booth. So Booth was born in 1839. Oswald was born in 1939.
God.
Both assassins were known by 3 names.
Why is it exactly like 100
Both
years on all
names
these?
are composed of 15 letters.
All right. Is there any? All right.
Huh,
Is there
huh,
any?
huh. Okay, keep going. Okay, what?
I was just gonna say like. All right. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
Illuminati or whatever, like evil
Illuminati
theories.
shit.
Are there
Yeah,
theories?
evil theories. I don't
Or
know.
whatever.
I haven't read up any theories about this. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, man. That's what I want to ask some questions. I think it's like a Matrix glitch.
Yeah.
I think it's like a, you know how something can't happen again?
Uh huh.
That's life. Life doesn't happen again. It's like when Troy, in the movie Troy, when Brad Pitt Achilles, he
That
says
was a good movie. I like that movie.
he says something like, and that is why the gods think we are so beautiful, because
Uh-huh.
everything we do only happens once.
Okay,
Right?
That's pretty good.
He
yeah.
drops that line, and
Uh-huh.
that stuck with me. It's like, yeah. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
that happens, right? If that's true, the Matrix idea, right?
Mhm.
That we're living in a virtual reality, right?
Right.
If there's a glitch, nothing ever repeats itself. But what if it could? For example, a video game,
Right.
right? Doom, doom. Okay, a broken record.
Yeah.
That's a glitch, technically,
Glitches.
right?
Sure.
That's technically technology, having a glitch.
All right.
So
what, are we
what if it's a
getting to?
glitch?
What is this?
I
glitch?
think that's
Oh, you're calling this
what
a
if it's
glitch.
I think it's
Okay.
a glitch in the if you got your Matrix believers.
So you think it's more
Right?
of a glitch than it is a conspiracy?
I guess I'm more
Right?
confessing
Like
to the
life
Matrix
just did it.
idea of what reality is. I mean, if we're gonna get weird on this podcast, we're gonna dive pretty deep. I mean, I don't know. It could be a glitch. So all right. But let's look. So
Okay.
Lincoln was shot in a theater named Kennedy.
Okay.
Actually, it was
going.
called Ford Theater.
Ford Theater. Okay.
Yeah.
Kennedy
So I don't know
and
about
Ford
that
are
one.
both.
Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln. That is true.
Yeah. Okay.
Was the theater was Ford Theater.
They're digging
Did it
right now.
change?
They're digging hard.
It probably changed. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that one's true, but that is okay. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln. Booth ran from a theater and was caught in a warehouse.
Yeah. The other guy ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater.
I can't
That's
remember.
for sure true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of bending it because I think that
No, Booth
was caught in
did
like
run
a farm.
No,
or barn.
it was a farm. It was a
Barn.
farm. Yeah, barn. Yeah,
Yeah.
someone they turned him
You
in.
call it a warehouse,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
A warehouse
I guess.
of like
A barn. Yeah,
animals.
you could call it a warehouse. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about a. When I think warehouse, though, I think of
Maybe
a
it
warehouse.
was a warehouse.
I think of a warehouse in the middle of like in the 1800s in like a city, like you know what's it called? Over
Yeah,
by the
big
White House.
warehouse
But he
full of-
was way out of DC.
Yeah.
He went south when he
I
ran.
don't know where he was shot. Maybe I should know that.
Who.
Lincoln?
Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater.
Where?
Where? Right across the street from the White House, just a couple blocks
In,
down.
like,
He went
DC?
there that night with his wife.
Like Virginia? You call it?
Yeah. He went there that night with his wife. They were arguing about going or not. They got invited by one of the generals who was also off duty that night. They just had a big, successful win with the war, and they were going that night, and they weren't going to go, and they were actually going. You know what play they were going to go see?
Huh.
They went and saw Aladdin.
Oh.
Aladdin. They went and saw the
Cool.
play Aladdin,
Cool.
and they were arguing over which play they were going to see that night.
Mm-hmm.
And that night was also the guy who was guarding him. So Lincoln was up in the top part. And what he kept doing periodically is he would lean forward and kind of like look over at the crowd, and the crowd would look at him and they would awe, and he would smile. It was the only time he would smile. That said, people said he would lean over and he'd smile and acknowledge it, other than when he'd tell his jokes. And he kept leaning over, and what's his name? Booth walked up in this little narrow corridor, and the guy who was supposed to be on guard walked away to take a piss.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that's when he walked up, shot him in the back of the head, just like Lincoln. They both lived for a little bit after they were shot in the head, actually. Booth jumped down, twisted his ankle, and took off running.
Uh-huh.
Now, the guards because there's guards guarding D.C. at this time, in the 1800s. You can't get out or in without being spotted. The guard gates were also not present for some reason. There was a breach of protocol as Booth escaped. So the person protecting the president and the people guarding the city were definitely either in on it or were forced to be. Anyways, just to throw that in there. So I don't know about but Oswald apparently ran away and got in his vehicle and started driving and was actually pulled over for something silly like a traffic violation. Ooh. And he thought he was getting pulled over for the assassination.
Oh yeah.
So Lincoln rolled out, Oswald rolled out and started opening fire, shooting, and that's when they're like, oh, he's going, Then they find that out, and then someone came in and popped his ass. That was probably the fucking Russians or the CIA coming to kill Booth's
CIA
ass.
was definitely involved.
They're like, Booth, go to prison, and then we'll bail you out of prison, and then you'll live on an island. And like, really, it's like, no, we're actually just gonna fucking kill your ass.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
We all know JFK was a major, major conspiracy. Yeah. And it sounds like Kennedy's might have been quite a conspiracy too.
I think Kennedy's was absolutely a conspiracy, but I think that the history of it, I think that's just the way it's accepted. I think we just know that he was assassinated because of corruption. I mean, if you think about it, we look at it now as he's the guy who, the Emancipation Proclamation, right? Yeah. He did everything he did. He had the Civil War, the most casualties in any American war in history.
Oh, it's so big, the death toll on that
It's
one.
insane. It's more than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor and Vietnam.
It's more than all the all the wars.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. All the wars, the United States wars, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know about the casualty rate for Europe over there during World War I and shit.
States.
But
all the United States wars combined.
A week before
until just recently.
A week before Lincoln's assassination, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy's assassination, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
It's creepy. It's just creepy.
Oh yeah. The only thing in here that I call BS on is the Lincoln is the theater named Kennedy. So let's Google it. So the theater that
Lincoln. Where? Lincoln. It's Ford Theater. You said it earlier.
Abraham Lincoln's. Yeah, Ford's Theater. Okay.
Oh, that's a creepy picture. Look at that picture they got of that.
Yeah, that's where he was sitting.
There was. Click on it. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a creepy photo.
Here.
All black and white. Kind of grungy.
This is in the book that I read. This picture right here.
Oh, click on it. Click on it. Oh, that's a good picture. He just came up, shot him in the back of the head, and was out of there.
Tiny ass little fucking pistol, dude.
Yeah.
Tiny ass little snub nose.
That's all it takes.
And Booth was going fucking mad, dude. You know, Booth got really close to Lincoln about a week before. Really, really close while Lincoln was giving a speech. And Booth had a pistol in his jacket, and he almost did it.
Really?
He was with one of his friends. Yeah, he was with one of his friends.
Wow.
And Booth was actually an actor, very well known. A lot of people really liked him. He was a ladies' man. He was a womanizer. He was always drinking, and he was always with women, and people loved him. And people would follow him and listen to him. And he kept his hate secret, because he had a stage to play, a face to play, and so he was very, very, very secret with all of this. And people claimed a week before, right after the speech, that Booth got so close to Lincoln up in the front row. That same day after the speech was over, Booth was at some field, and he was just shooting at a sandbag target over and over again, out of anger. Yeah. People said that he was just boom, 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 and he kept shooting, and it was almost obvious.
Why was he doing it?
You come back from being in attendance of the president giving a massive speech.
Oh, okay.
Not just any president, Lincoln during the fucking Civil War.
Yeah.
Everyone goes back to their whatever they're doing for the evening, and this guy goes over here and goes mad with a gun, shooting at a target over and over again. He's famous.
Yeah.
And he keeps his political views to himself. You know what I mean? It's almost obvious to me. I don't know. The way that the story is at least passed down through history and told makes it seem obvious to me. But, yeah, fucking nuts. We'll post some of these pictures we're looking at, too. We'll make sure we post them up on the PacX Facebook page. Definitely come in and check it out.
Yeah. These are cool.
Yeah, man.
Little reenactments and stuff too.
Definitely some creepy shit with that. So, speaking of, creepy ass shit.
Creepy.
Any ghost stories, John?
Ghost stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a ghost story. It didn't happen to me. Actually, I have some ghost stuff that happens to me, but when I was younger, I felt like I saw a lot of ghosts. But my dad has a real creepy ghost story that happened to him when he was a kid. Yeah, so.
It's just like Cold Case Files. This is like, oh!
It really is just like Cold Case Files.
Yeah.
No. So, he had come home, he and his buddies were riding bikes. Okay. So they rode, you're in the, I would say, early 60s.
Yeah.
Riding bikes in, Lakewood, Washington.
Okay.
Riding bikes, they're riding their bikes, all their friends, and then so his friends, he's like, I gotta go inside and do something, So they stopped at my dad's house, and his friends were outside, right?
Okay.
And he comes in, and he goes in, and nobody's home. So he's there, nobody's home, and I think he goes to the bathroom. So he goes to the bathroom, and then he's got, he's in there, and then he hears, movement in his kitchen. It's drawers start opening up and stuff. So there's movement, drawers are opening up.
Okay, that's fucking. I'd be shitting my fucking pants. That shit to
nobody
me.
In the
when
house.
Shit's being, if it's moving and it's not supposed to be moving, especially if it's continuously.
Yeah.
I'm shitting my fucking pants.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you know? What's moving? What drawers? Is it like gust of wind, or is it obviously?
No, dude. There's opening and closing. There's
Okay.
All the cabinets are being opened and everything's flinging open.
I'd be shit. I'd be
so
shitting
he was
my
literally
pants.
shitting, but he was done going to the bathroom at that point, and then and then it was he was just sitting there, right? Because he was scared. He didn't want to come out. It's like, holy
you go in the bathroom.
fuck.
I wouldn't go in the bathroom, dude. I'd want to go in the kitchen where the food is, but I feel like the kitchen is such a creepy fucking place to be. But then the bathroom where there's a mirror and shit.
Yeah.
Where you're trapped?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Everyone always goes to the bathroom. Though, if watching horror movies as a kid in the 1990s has taught me anything, it's don't go in the bathroom or the barn by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt. He goes in the bathroom.
Wasn't at a bar. But yeah.
Barn.
Barn, yeah, barn.
Don't go to the barn by yourself.
Oh, don't go to the barn by yourself.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyways, what happened? So yeah, he's there, he's in the bathroom. Alright, so then all of a sudden, all the banging and the opening and stuff stops. Right? And he's in the bathroom, it stops.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And he's like, oh fuck, what's going on? And then he hears these footsteps come in front of his bathroom door.
Yeah.
And it's a creaky house.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, dude, it's for real.
No, really.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, holy shit. And so then it like just stops. And he gets the guts to just come out, you know? Just come out like swinging and stuff.
How long? So, okay, what? Does he sit there for a few minutes waiting until...
I don't know, he comes out, he opens the door. And he goes out there and all the... Yeah, everything's like open and shit. It was crazy. And there's a part that he couldn't really explain. I mean, that couldn't be explained. Like,
that's fucking creepy, man.
No, it is creepy. Like, well, at this point, like, it could have been anybody in the house, right?
Yeah.
Could have been anybody, right? But I guess there's nobody home. He had like locked the door or something. And then I guess when they went back outside of the house, they heard the same shit like happening in the house. I don't know.
Very weird.
Or they saw something. I don't know, man. Anyways, either way, it was fucking scary.
That is fucking scary.
He used to tell that one. He could tell it
Yeah.
to you perfectly.
Yeah.
If we got him here. It's so crazy.
So, I have a creepy story. Okay.
Alright.
I had to kind of like space on there for a minute and think about it. So, all right, man. So my dad actually lives in Oregon, and when I was a kid, so he used to live in this place, way out in the middle of fucking nowhere, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you the amount of things that are in this town. Okay. There's a bar. Okay, in a diner. In that bar,
Okay.
basically. Okay. A telephone company.
Back
Back then, landlines. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Post office.
Post office.
Fire station.
Fire station.
Store.
Store. Okay.
That's it.
So 5 things.
Yep. Okay. Now, this is out in the middle of nowhere. Lots of farm fields. All right, my dad is living in this little tiny white house in this fucking orchard, big ass orchard that he lives in, and it's already kind of creepy. Already being out there in the middle of the night, fucking weird, fucking creepy.
Spooky.
Well, I wasn't really told some of these ghost stories until later on, and I can tell why, because I was a kid and I experienced some of them, and I didn't learn about them. This was a ghost until later on. So I can tell you the experience I had as a kid. I can tell you the adult analyzation of it, but you can do the analyzing yourself. I'll tell you the experience as a kid. So as a kid, this is how it started out. I had this house. It's very creepy. And so my first experience is I'm trying to think of which one comes first, but I can't. It doesn't matter. So I'm being babysat by my uncle at the time, and we're hanging out at the house. And my 2 little brothers who were babies at the time, a lot younger than me, they are asleep in the room towards the back of the house. And it's late, and we're hanging out. We have all the windows open, and out of nowhere, the fire alarm at the fire station goes off. And I guess that's how it's done out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's calling the firefighters to the station because there's a call. Maybe. I don't know. It just goes... So, anyways, this sounds like a fucking tornado tsunami warning, bro. And mind you, my dad lives right next to it.
Mhm.
I've never heard this fucking thing in my life. It's in the
Right.
middle of the night. Okay, it goes off. What? Just fucking goes off. I shit my pants, right? I get so scared from it. As soon as that happens, I hear some glass in the back get smashed,
Whoa.
break, and my two brothers screaming. They're like 2 years old, dude.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
start screaming. My uncle, he was actually like my step uncle, whatever. He wasn't that much older than me, you know,
Mhm.
less than 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
And he starts freaking out. He starts closing the blinds. I'm shitting my pants. That's my first
Yeah.
experience, right? My dad comes back. You know, this is late at night. He was pretty sure it was actually after he got married or something. Anyways, he comes back. He just kind of gives me some shit. You know, oh, making fun of me for the siren because I was scared of it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm kind of spooked. And so I'm sleeping on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
My dad has this TV and this massive setup of speakers, right? Very loud stereo system.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the night, it goes. The whole TV does that static gray shit
Mm-hmm.
that it does. I don't think fucking kids now know what that is.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think
you're
only
right.
up to anyone born up to 90s kids only know what that is.
Yeah.
And that just goes off. And it's through this loud speaker set, man. And it's super fucking loud. And it goes off and stops. Goes off and stops. Of course my dad comes down from upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, with his wife, my stepmom, and they come down and they're checking it out and turning things off. It kept going off, man. I don't know if my dad
Jeez.
unplugged it or not,
Yeah.
or if he did or didn't. And then I got really cold. And I don't know if you've looked into like ghost stories and
Yeah,
shit, and like
yeah, you
ghost
get
hunting,
cold.
but you get cold. It's a sign of
Yeah.
the presence of a spirit,
Yeah.
right? I got cold. Also nausea.
Yeah.
Guess what? I threw up.
Oh shit.
I started throwing up.
And yeah, you have one of those stomachs too.
Yeah, that's my experience as a kid.
It's
Mind
crazy.
you, there was a very weird moment where my dad and I took the BB guns outside
Uh-huh.
in this orchard, and we're shooting at cans and stuff.
Mhm.
And you know, we're kind of just shooting these BB guns, and we kind of go
BB
for
guns
a
are
walk.
fun.
Yeah, we go for a walk down, and we come across a dead crow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just creepy, dude. I'm with my
Yeah.
dad. We're in the middle of this giant fucking orchard. We come across this dead crow,
Mhm.
and then we keep, you know, you can just imagine it, you know, and there in a scary movie.
Mhm.
We keep walking. We see another dead crow.
Oh shit! It's two dead crows.
We turn around. We start walking back. We
Yeah.
see another dead crow, and we don't know if this one's the same
Yeah.
one or not. And
Yeah.
we just get freaked out and go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was fucking weird. So that's my experience as a kid. Now, here's what happened.
Hmm.
Here's what I find out. That was when they first moved in there. I find
Yeah.
out that they actually I didn't get to go back to that house again. By the time I came back to visit my dad, he had
Mhm.
moved,
Mm-hmm.
and I was never told why they moved. He actually, I'm pretty sure he still deny it.
Yeah.
But my stepmother was laying in her bed, and one morning, she woke up and she could not get up and out of her bed.
She's frozen.
No. She felt hands holding her down,
No way.
and she couldn't get out of bed.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Fucking creepy.
That's so creepy.
Of course, she was done at that point. She's done. Done. Is not living there. Right?
Oh, yeah.
She's
Oh,
done.
yeah.
So, I mean, I can...
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe there's I didn't get to find out too much, but she told me that, and she told me some other stories that I can't remember, but maybe there's some of it that I don't know. But yeah, man, that was a creepy house, creepy fucking time.
Those are all very creepy stories in a short amount of time. That was good.
Yeah.
Nice and condensed.
Oh, thanks.
They're all very creepy. Very creepy. Yeah. I don't really have very many creepy ones. When I was a kid, I used to see my house has like pretty tall, like vaulted ceiling type stuff, style.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there are a lot of shadows, we had hallways and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt like I saw a lot of, things. But whenever I'd look over, it was nothing. But yeah, growing up, I felt like I saw stuff. And all my grandparents had died,
Mhm.
basically, by the time I was like 7.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to know like any of my grandparents. So that always made me feel like, okay, maybe those, that always felt like maybe my grandparents were like
Yeah.
watching, were there
Yeah.
or something, you know.
Yeah, we're present.
Yeah.
For
I always
sure.
had feelings, so I'd feel like I'd see things on the side of my ears, and I look over and there's nothing there. You know, it's like I see dead people. You know, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That was a thing. So that was one of my creepy ghost stories.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of creepy shit up here in the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of stories too.
I want to hear other people's stories.
Me too. I want to hear other people's stories too. Did you
Yeah.
hear why Dead Man's Island is called Dead Man's?
I have heard a little bit about
Yeah,
why.
it's where the natives, I guess, go and execute.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's the island
I
over
thought it
there.
was-
all societies and cultures from hundreds to even thousands of years
Really,
ago.
they were executing.
With their execution place of a
I didn't know
town and
that.
stuff would always take place outside of the town a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's an island nearby, it was always an island. We do
Yeah.
that to this day. We put prisons on islands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so Dead Man's Island, that big cliff where they would hang them there.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. I also heard of, by the way, at the Point Defiance Park in Tacoma,
Yeah.
Washington, is the second, largest city park in the nation. There's a story of a ghost story of this girl in a white dress riding a bike throughout there.
I've heard this.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah. Yeah. So have I. I've heard too. I don't know. I was wondering if you have. I haven't heard too much about it.
Yeah, no, I've heard a little bit.
Okay.
I've definitely heard the myth, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about her getting murdered. I don't know. Right.
I'm sure a murder would happen there. 5 Mile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Great place to be murdered. Great place. You're walking around. It's like miles of this road, like
Yeah.
5 miles of it, you know.
Yeah.
And your little kids go out. You know, you go out there to feed the raccoons. It's a bad place to be, you know. You're not supposed to be out there by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ted Bundy, all those bad guys.
Yeah, man. We
Oh,
got the
you
Green
gotta be
River
careful.
Killer.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
There's so many predators out
And
there.
then they make that Twilight movie based out of Forks, Washington. Am I right? Forks.
Yep, Forks is the
Right?
place. Yep.
Okay.
Forks. Forks is a pretty famous, like, lame ass town, you know.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
I like you
Good
guys.
spot
I'm
to-
not trying to hate on Forks here, but
Dude, Washington has a lot of places
Literally
like that. I mean, so does
smallest-
Oregon too. I've heard of some fucking crazy ass conspiracies going on in Oregon about government operations, like hidden
Geops.
things. Yeah, hidden things. I mean, I believe it, dude. Of course.
Geops.
Why wouldn't they? It makes
Yeah.
sense, man. You have like the East Coast doing what they're doing, being just the fucking guts to the U.S., and then you have the central part, which is just the food and like the growth, and then you have the West Coast, which is like the creative, freaky, crazy side. You got your
Whoa.
freaks, and then you got your smarts, and then you have your farmers in the middle.
Okay.
It's like that's how we create this country, man, and then
Yeah.
that's how it goes. I mean, and by the time dude, think about
That's
it.
the
We weren't all
geographic
in-
anatomy of the United States.
And we weren't all in communication on a, snap until early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Bowen, and Lincoln and all that shit, and they had the beep, 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 beep thing. That was
Amazing.
like an evolution to
All the parallels.
communication. They could communicate far distances like that.
All the parallels between Lincoln and JFK are crazy. That was just nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Look more into
It's
it. I'm
crazy.
gonna look more into it.
What are you gonna do? Like, we gotta figure out why are there parallels. What's going on? Was it a glitch in the system, or was it a true
It's a
conspiracy?
glitch in the matrix system.
Was it a true
man.
conspiracy where some
Yeah.
shit was going down?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's part of the glitch. Maybe the
Yeah.
conspiracy creation is part of Mother Nature glitch.
Yeah. No,
Motherboard.
not one thing is the same,
Motherboard.
right? But what if it
Motherboard.
was
What?
motherboard instead of Mother Nature?
Well, yeah, and then also, I've heard
Motherboard
a
instead of Mother Nature.
I've heard a theory
Holy
that
shit.
you know where there's. I've heard this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bro. Motherboard.
Oh, what is it? Who is it? Sam Tripoli. He says, "Pop, dude. My mind was just popped like a champagne bottle, dude."
That's a TV. That's a shirt phrase you put on there. Motherboard or Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we're gonna have to patent that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard some theories though on the sun and stuff, or excuse me, on the creation of the universe.
Yeah.
And really, we're here once, because everything's exploding and expanding. but soon it'll contract again, and it could explode and expand the exact same way, where everything just happens again.
Again and again.
Yeah, again and again.
Itself.
Boom, boom, boom.
Do you think we're in the do you believe in the Matrix theory? Do you think that we could be just on repeat? I mean, dude, I've heard the idea that we're
Stuff I don't want to think about. Makes my legs tingle.
It does. I've heard the idea that we're the sex organs of AI.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And
we have an electric.
They're playing a repeat. They're playing a repeat right now of how they were created.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I've heard all sorts of crazy ass shit, but we are wrapping up on time. So, dude, I'm glad you made it.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. But we're definitely gonna have to wrap it up. But this is PacX. What episode fucking 12? Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next Tuesday. We'll be back with Austin for episode 13.
12th man.
12th man this episode. John Shatigel. But we'll have to see what will happen on episode 13. Yeah, I don't know. Might be something fucking creepy, man. It could be something. It could be bad luck because it's episode 13.
Ooh, on Friday. You could do it on Friday the 13th. That's actually
this
Friday.
Up? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's this Friday.
We're gonna have to schedule our podcast a little early to Friday the 13th
for the 13th episode.
Tuesday. So this is PacX.
Make it extra creepy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Spooky.
Hit us up at PacX Podcast. At PacX Podcast
Spooky
on Facebook. This is Pacific Experience. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right. Shookity.